I do have a problem with what happened at the protest, and it wasn't a BLM protest. It was actually in San Diego. It was at the border and by Mexico, and it was about immigrant rights. And there were some lesbian priestesses, and if you've seen the video, I'm sure. There was a locking arms with them, and I realized he backed out afterwards, but he did lock arms with them. There was a Muslim sister who was wearing the khimar as well with him, and she had a cross.
Rahim, can you pull up the video if you can?
I mean, you can. Out of respect for Dr. Omar, you may not want to, but if you like to, go ahead.
Is it like that bad? Because I saw some of it, but I didn't see the lock arms.
Okay,
I
you can pull it up if you like. I would prefer, for the sake of unity, and I do have direct contact with him now, that we kind of work things out offline, not to cause fitna in the ummah.
Right.
But again, if you want to pull it up, I don't have a problem myself. He did lock arms, and it's well known. And he later did explain that he was kind of put in that situation and he didn't know what to do, and then he backed out of it. But those are things that are problematic, right? We as Muslims, even if you're going to go as a community leader, there are rules and regulations of engagement, how we're going to engage ourselves. He has explained himself, and alhamdulillah, I mean, I was here in Dallas. We have contact with him. We're going to talk things offline. We're not trying to cause fitna in the ummah, right?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Welcome once again to yet another wonderful time on the Then Adam Hussein channel, now Muslim Hub. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to our dear channel. And if you are a returning viewer, I say alhamdulillah for you for coming back. And down from the bottom of my heart, I say thank you. Now, this video today is about the time when Sheik Umar Suleiman was, I think according to Sheik Uthman in the video, he said it was in San Diego. Now, this happens around that time because if you realize very well, on this channel, we normally post the khutbahs and lectures of Sheik Umar Suleiman. So when the issue came up, we needed to take our time to see how it's going to unfold before we can talk about it. And I think it's like several years now, and this is the right time because there's a lot of dialogue that went through and a lot of explanation where Sheik Umar Suleiman came out publicly and explained his side of the story. And if you look closely on the podcast, you can tell that these podcast host, which is the Ansari, clearly stated that Sheik Umar Suleiman has been one of the imams he's been following to brighten up his deen and then also his livelihood. Now, without much wasting of your time, we are going to go back on the video. I'd love to show the video that Sheik Umar Suleiman was in that protest. According to the video, is a Black Lives Matter protest, and then there was quote unquote a gay priest who was trying to somehow have a lock hands or like hold hands with these people and do certain things that according to Sheikh Hussein is not a way of the imam, and he has his own explanations to that. And I know there's a lot of people also who had problems with that, and then at the very moment she came out and explained what really happened, a lot of waters will come down. And I hope with this my video also, if you are listening or you are watching us, don't forget to subscribe. But know that we are only doing this based on the podcast. This is just a reaction. We're not giving our own opinion because this is critical issue considering the mamu that Sheik Umar has, and then the work he's been doing, so we always try to look at the bright side and then talk about the dark side also, just like Sheikh Uthman is doing, just like I'm doing now, just like everyone is doing now. We are all humans, as Sheikh Uthman said. Every one of them make mistakes, and it is up until them to correct one another. And we are very happy this love is going through the Muslim Ummah and our imams. Allah continue to bless us all. Okay, this is the video that they were talking about, and I will allow us to watch it a little bit and then see how it goes. And let's continue the video and make our comments where necessary. Don't forget to subscribe also. Give your comments, please. I want positive vibes here. But every criticism is welcome. Back it with Sunnah, back it with Hadith, and then the Quran. Let's have a communication in the comment section. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
I was curious about your comments on Omar Suleiman's reaction to the LGBTQ, and this is actually something that I respectfully disagree with you with.
Sure.
On it, because actually Omar Suleiman is one of the people that helped me back to Islam and helped guide me, and I love his content. I think his content is incredible, and I think people were unfair to him in their assessment of, oh, he was standing in a protest and there were gay flags behind him. It's like he can't really control 100,000 people around him. He can't control the march. It was a Black Lives Matter march. He's a community leader. 40% of Muslims in America are African American. He had we are, or 30%.
No. Okay, so let's take it back a step. Right.
What is your qualms, I guess, with Omar Suleiman, if you have any?
So first thing is, whatever qualms I may or may not have, I'll discuss it with him. I'm not going to discuss it here because he's not here, right?
Right.
I was asked a question during a QA in the UK. It wasn't on my channel. It wasn't a video I made, about whether people should take knowledge from Yaqeen Institute. And at that time, I did answer that, look, there are a few things that I find ambiguous in their answers, and I cannot recommend them until these are cleared up. Okay. Having said that, after that time, I have seen a video recently from Dr. Omar Suleiman that he did clarify his views on homosexuality, and he did a good job clarifying that. I have to accredit that. Predating that, there were some lectures that were pretty ambiguous about his stance, especially the one they had at Epic, where they had a whole, I don't know why they did a event about it. And then if you watch the lecture, it's kind of like, it's not a very clear answer. Regarding the situation that happened at the protest, first thing, again, I didn't make a video about it. I didn't go and, you can check our channel. We never really talked about it. I did have a problem with it, and at that time I didn't have a direct contact with him to speak to him, so I did want to discuss these issues. I do have a problem with what happened at the protest, and it wasn't a BLM protest. It was actually in San Diego. It was at the border and by Mexico, and it was about immigrant rights. And there were some lesbian priestesses, and if you've seen the video, I'm sure. There was a locking arms with them, and I realized he backed out afterwards, but he did lock arms with them. There was a Muslim sister who was wearing the khimar as well with him, and she had a cross.
Rahim, can you pull up the video if you can?
I mean, you can. Out of respect for Dr. Omar, you may not want to, but if you like to, go ahead.
Is it like that bad? Because I saw some of it, but I didn't see the lock arms.
Okay, you can pull it up if you like. I would prefer, for the sake of unity, and I do have direct contact with him now, that we kind of work things out offline, not to cause fitna in the ummah.
Right.
But again, if you want to pull it up, I don't have a problem myself. He did lock arms, and it's well known. And he later did explain that he was kind of put in that situation and he didn't know what to do, and then he backed out of it. But those are things that are problematic, right? We as Muslims, even if you're going to go as a community leader, there are rules and regulations of engagement, how we're going to engage ourselves. He has explained himself, and alhamdulillah, I was here in Dallas. We have contact with him. We're going to talk things offline. We're not trying to cause fitna in the ummah, right? Many people, including myself, make mistakes. That's not an issue. And I hope that we're all going to be open to advice. If I make a mistake, I hope he advises me. And if he makes a mistake and I see that he is open to advice, inshallah, we'll talk it over. But
So are you saying you're retracting your statement of people not listening to Yaqeen Institute? Or do you still?
I will say this, that we are making progress to clarifying some of those issues. And inshallah, as those things all get worked out, we'll make some statements together.
Okay, inshallah. Yeah.
Because
I'm serious, man. Like there are articles, the research that they do, the amount of ulama, and some people even may disagree with those scholars, are great.
Many people in the ummah are doing great services for the ummah. May Allah accept it from them and accept it from us. There were articles that gave different views about evolution, right? And even those articles didn't agree with each other. And I found that to be problematic, because a young person reading one side of it may not read the other article. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And these issues, we're going to discuss it. me and whoever is from Yaqeen offline, and then inshallah we'll work things out as brothers. You know, we wish good for them. Wallahi, for every Muslim, I want good. And everybody who's doing good, I hope that Allah accepts it from them. You know, my issues are never personal, right? When you have a Muslim sister in khimar getting a cross made on her head by a lesbian priestess,
that's got nothing to do with personal.
You know, like I can't accept that. You know, I'm sorry. Now, like I said, Dr. Omar was not the one doing it. He was there, and you know, he made statements afterwards. I didn't come out like some other people and make videos about it and try to get views off of it. I didn't. Right? You can check our channel. Do I agree with what happened? No. Right? Do I think people sometimes get put in situations that are uncomfortable and then, you know, situations go the wrong way? Yes, that's understandable. Mm-hmm. Now, from this weekend, I do have contact with some of the brothers of Yaqeen, and inshallah, we've had a productive conversation. We hope that will continue to work things out for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Alhamdulillah. Yeah. But again, so, I mean, we can, yeah. Again, I have no problem with this being shown, but for the sake of Dr. Omar, if you don't want to show it, it's up to you guys. You know? But go ahead.
Right.
So.
Okay. Yeah. No, I love Dr. Omar. I love you. So, inshallah, you know, you can.
Don't post this.